Hello, Ferry Yulianto here, Binus University for graduate program of Master Industrial Engineering. This time we will discuss regarding the simulation-based prediction of the near future emergency medical services system state. The study it is regarding this MEMS and it is published in 2018 Winter Simulation Conference. It's written by Tobias and Nguyen. So, the EMS, Emergency Medical Services, is try to find the most effective and efficient use of the limited resources for day-to-day operation. That is consists of the ambulance and the emergency response. Yeah. So in this paper, the author focused on the problem on the predicting the near future of emergency medical service. The study is motivated by special need to support the SOS Alarm Sweden AB, okay, which is responsible for emergency medical services. So the methodology of this one, it is coming from the existing emergency medical service, which is very classic. There is a number of ambulance available with the dispatcher standby on the call center when receive the call, and then they provide the service to respond to the emergency situation. So with this current practice, it is very difficult in case we have a lot of emergency call while looking for the emergency support, while at the same time the ambulance has been occupied for the other call. So with the discrete event simulation model, we try to make a prediction of the ambulance availability and the response time. So this study happened in the Västra Götaland County, which is the city in the Sweden with the area 25,000 kilometer and the population around 1.6 million people, which is equal with 17% of Sweden population in 2011. So in the same year also the emergency medical services has been received 200,000 call, where 67% as emergency and the remaining as non-emergency. For the emergency, we split become priority 1 and 2, and non-emergencies as priority 3 and 4. So the resources available in this city is they have 90 ambulance with 47 station. Yeah, so it is operate 24/7 day and night. So if you see in the figure 2 that the meaning of the dispatch time, response time, and then the time, departure time, and everything, it is defined here as a reference. So a discrete event simulation model is with the consists of some component, which is the snapshot parser, and also the other component. Yeah, the dispatching procedure also will select the clause of the resources, which is the ambulance, the availability in the station. Okay, and regarding the hospital selection, the simplest rule is selecting the nearest hospital with the incident. So after the ambulance finish their site and or on the hospital, the ambulance will return to home to their base. Yeah. So here the data for the experiments, they are we take the data for the actual call and respond within 30 minutes, and we extend the simulation for another 30 minutes, so it covers 60 minutes. Yeah. So let's say it is happen in the daytime between 7 to 18 hours for 23 weekdays from Monday to Friday, that is the normally having a lot of call asking for the emergency support. So during that period, they have around 5,234 call with the average is 23 call per hour. So in this sketch, you can see that the red one, it is the hospital location, and it is having the color code, yeah, with the gray, the light gray, it means the response time between 15 to 30 minutes, okay, and uh, then from here, the evaluation of the model, we are using the mean absolute error and mean absolute percentage error and also the absolute percentage error. So if you see the table one for the experiment for the naive 60, see the difference between the naive and the simulation. It is quite a big gap compared to the naive and simulation for 30 minutes. Yeah, if you see on this trend, it is clear that the 30 minute it is more accurate. Okay, uh, if you see from the trend, it is very close between the naive and the simulation. So based on this one, uh, we can have the predicted availability of the ambulance within next 30 minutes, including the response time. So yes, of course, there is some concern to estimate the available ambulance or in 30 minutes on 1 hour. But yes, with this simulation, at least we can predict. But yeah, it is difficult to identify where is it the ambulance after uh, service or fulfill the requirement. But yeah, uh, since it is too difficult to predict where the individual located of this ambulance, it is better we are concentrate on the presenting the expected zone response. Yeah, so at the end we divide the area based on the zone, where the zone can the zone with the response time between 15 to 30 minutes and less than 5 minutes. So, however, it is not always easy for the dispatcher to keep track all the ambulance. Before executing the relocation decision, the dispatcher may find it is useful to predict to use the simulation that how many ambulance will be available in the next 30 minutes. So as a conclusion of this paper, there is a exist numerous study already have been done with this problem. But yes, the typical purpose of this is to evaluate the system configuration by estimating the ratio of emergency call that will be serviced within the time limit, let's say 10 minutes. So in this paper, we use the simulation modeling to create support for the operational planning and control ambulance. So the validation results show that it is possible to use this simulation to predict the near future state, and that a simulation-based model is more accurate than the other simple prediction method. So, however, the result also indicate that it is extremely difficult to accurately predict the future EMS system state due to the highly stochastic process that affect the ambulance movement. Sometimes we have the traffic, sometimes we have some accident. Let's say the ambulance having a flat tire. So yes, many things to be considered, and we can have another study on that subject. So that's all from this discussion, and thank you so much.